Hello and welcome to the podcast. My name is Tavishima Ayede. I'm a former lawyer turned business consultant. And what I do here every day on the podcast is I try to solve business problems. And the problems we're going to be looking at today are also related to tech bros, tech brothers, and our tech sisters who are trying to bring products, apps, websites, whatever. They're trying to bring their shiny, fancy stuff to the Nigerian market, and they're having a hard time selling it. So, for those of you who listened to the previous episode, this is just a spillover. It's a continuation because I was going through my notes and I found some notes from the 29th of January 2026, and we riffed on a couple of things in the previous episode. And in my same stash, I also came across another note from the 23rd of January 2026, where I was having another session with the same tech crew, the software developer who was working on solutions in the transport space in Nigeria, and then solutions in the fashion space as well. So I came across some of our notes and some of the things that we spoke about. So that's what I'm going to be reviewing today. Now, one of the things that I discussed with the team, was to try and shift their mindsets from features to value. Now, let me explain. Whenever you tech brothers or tech sisters come up with an idea, usually think about some, fancy stuff. Oh, I can build this feature. I can build this capability. I can make it do this. I can make it do that. And to be honest, when I'm working with people who are tech inclined, you have some software based ideas. Sometimes it's like wrangling a horse. I mean, like you guys are all over the place. So trying to get you guys to focus that, hey, look, focus, focus, focus. Yes, you can build this feature. You can build this feature. You can build this feature. You can build any feature you want. I get it. You're smart. But the thing is, we're not trying to show off, and it's not about what it is that we can build. It's about what it is that the market needs, and it's about what we can sell at the end of the day, because you can build a brilliant product that absolutely nobody wants. So it's not just about features. What extra feature can you put on? What extra feature can you put on? But rather, it's about what does the market value? You can put a nice feature, the market doesn't value it, then you're wasting your time. Now, for those of us who've been on Facebook since like uni days, I'm no longer on Facebook. But you remember, Facebook has been through different iterations where you try one feature and another feature and another feature and another feature. Now, some features stick, some features don't. And it's a clear sign that the market cares about some things and the market doesn't care about some things. Now, remember back in the day, you could poke people on Facebook. You just go and be poking, poke. So has poked you. Somebody has poked you. I'm not sure if the poke feature is still there, but I don't know if anybody still uses the poke feature. So it's just one of those things. You can build it. Yeah, you can. But will people use it? You can build it. Sure, you can. But do people want it? Or you have built the thing. Okay, cool. But do people like it? Are they using it? So, when you are a tech brother or a tech sister, it's not just about features. It's about value. It's about what people will pay for. It's about what people want. Now, the reason why I was having that session with that particular crew, the tech guy and his team, was because I was trying to get them to move from this builder mindset to a seller mindset. Because you tech boys and girls in Nigeria, you guys are awesome. The things that you guys build, mind blowing. But the thing is, you're building all sorts of things. Every single month, you build like 5 or 6 new things. Cool. We know you can build. We now have to actually start selling something. It's not just about the building, it's about the selling. Because the whole point of this thing is not to make Zuckerberg money. You can't be making Zuckerberg money if you keep on developing stuff that you never launch, never sell, never whatever. So, enough with this building. Let's start trying to sell something. Let's gain some traction. So, we also discussed market validation with the team. And if you've listened to the previous episode, then you already know what this is about. The idea behind market validation is when you put something out to the market and the market shows that there is demand for this product, for this service, for this idea. If you can show that there's some validation, cool. When you have some form of market validation, and remember, when we say market validation, we mean traction. And when we say traction, what do we mean? When we say traction over here, we mean customer. Customer is paying money. Or we mean users. People are jumping on this thing. Now, when you can show those things, customers are paying me money, or people are jumping on this thing, it now makes it easier to go and start raising investment from other people. So back to your hero that all of you worship. So back to Zuckerberg. It's not as if Zuckerberg was in his house and then people started throwing money at him. No, the thing was working. There was traction. People are not giving money, but people are jumping on this thing like crazy. Traction? Opportunity. Okay, let's give this boy some money. So that's the way it works. So that's why I was talking to that tech crew then. Anyway, let me just call the guy Einstein, not his real name, but I don't have permission to use his real name, so let me just call him Einstein. So I was telling Einstein and his crew that, look, we're going to go from builder to seller. We have to start selling something. Then, before we sell the thing, we have to validate the idea, show that there's demand, show that of all these ideas you have, some are worth more than others, and then the ones that look like you get promise, then we'll run with those ones. Then we also had some conversations around sales psychology. So what I wanted to do with Einstein and his crew for that month was, if we can just calm down instead of building. If we just go from builder to seller mode, we have built something. Let us sell something. Which one are we going to sell? The one that has the most promise. Which is the one that has the most promise? The one that people are giving us money, or the one that we're already gaining traction? And then, if we give them some nice sales psychology, we can make this thing work so that everybody's happy. Einstein and his crew, they start making some money, or they start getting some investors. And then, of course, if they're happy, they pay me. All of us are happy. And then, of course, later on, when the guy blow, I can... Oh, sorry, one moment. I'll be right back. My attention is required. Okay, sorry about that. I am back. I forgot to mention at the beginning that I'm making today's recording at home. And so wifey is home, kids are home. And then wifey is making spaghetti bolognese or something like that. Some fancy stuff. And so she needed some help in the kitchen. So, yeah. Where was I? Okay, so I was talking about how I'm with Einstein and his crew, yeah? And I'm trying to get them to go from builder to seller because we need to sell something so we can make money and then all of us will be happy. Then, let me see. Anyway, I can't remember what I said the last time. So, let's just move on. So anyway, I was trying to get Einstein and his crew to understand that people don't really pay for software. Alright? People pay for business value. Let me repeat. For those of you who are listening to the podcast for the first time. Now, people don't pay for software. People pay for business value. The background context is this. Einstein and his team, they're very good at coming up with business solutions. So remember, he has something for the transport market, and he already has two customers, or let me say two clients rather, who have popular busing routes in Abuja, Benue, Nasarawa, Niger, around these kind of areas. So I wanted him to know that these bus companies, they're not buying software from you. They're buying business value. They see business value. That's why they're giving you these millions. Then he also has another idea, which is should I be talking about this one? Okay, let me not talk about it. It's this idea. Let me just say it's in the banking space, and it's going to help people sort out their expenses, so that individuals or businesses will know exactly where their money is going and what class of expenses are costing them the most money, at the end of the week, at the end of the month, or whatever. Now, if Einstein and his crew are able to get that thing going, anybody who pays for that thing is not paying for software. They're paying for business value. Then Einstein and his crew are also working on, at the time in January, they were working on some app solutions for the Nigeria fashion industry. So I wanted him to understand, anybody that takes this app and gives you some coins, the person is not paying for software. The person is paying for business value. Right? So, my Nigerian tech brothers and sisters, people are not buying software from you. They're not. You say I'm front end, back end, UX, UI, JavaScript, whatever, but people are not buying none of that. All of that is important because that is what you use to create such an outstanding product. So all of that is important. But just know that when somebody gives you money, it is not front end, back end, UX, it's none of that they're paying for. They're giving you money because they are seeing business value. Now remember, I'm talking about this because I'm talking to people. Einstein and his crew, they're deliberately targeting the B2B space. Let's create this kind of thing that we can sell to other businesses, not let's create this thing that we can sell to individuals. So for those of you coming up with solutions in the B2B space, people are not paying for software. People are paying for business value. I'm repeating it so that the thing will click in your head because some of you don't get it. It's not software. It's business value. So the first thing that I wanted Einstein and his people to understand was, what exactly are people paying for when they give you money? So we needed to discuss value propositions. So when you talk about sales, you talk about marketing, one thing you will hear is UVP. That's unique value proposition. Now, people define the UVP in different ways. But on this podcast, if I'm the one who's talking, I'm telling you that, here in this compound, when we say UVP, what we mean is, why do people do business with me? Why do people give me money? Why do people like working with me? The answer to all those questions. That's the UVP. So, I had to tell Einstein, now look, we guys sit down, right? Before we think of selling anything again, we guys sit down and we have to figure out, why are people giving us money? That was the first question. Now, of course, for those of you who are regular listeners, you already know my methods. That to answer this question, we'll have to go back. We won't sit down and be coming up with idea, because idea can deceive you. You will deceive yourself well, coming up with all kinds of fancy ideas. People like doing business with me because of this. People like doing business with me because of that, and blah, 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 blah. But then when you go back, you look at your trading history, you look at your WhatsApp messages, you pick up your invoices, you look at your bank transfer. Then you actually start calling people or going to people's offices. You start having conversations with them. Why did you pick me over this company? What do you enjoy best about doing business with us? What can we improve? What can we do better? By the time you start having all these conversations, you don't even have to talk to plenty of people. By the time you talk to like 10, 15 people, you already start seeing some patterns emerge. Those patterns that you're seeing, that's your unique value proposition. That's the reason why people do business with you. So, we started thinking, why have these people been giving us money? Now, luckily, Einstein, before he became my client, had been listening to the podcast for like 2 years. So he had already started implementing a couple of things. And he had already started talking to some of the former clients. And we got some good info, very good info. Now, people were not doing business with Einstein because his app was the best. One of the things that came up was client convenience. So yes, UX, CX, all of that. UX is user experience. Then CX is CX. User experience, customer experience, yeah. So all these fancy acronyms that you web development boys and girls like to throw around. So UX and CX is important, yes. Alright? So you guys design all these fancy stuff and it looks good. In your own mind, you think people are giving you money because it looks good. It turns out that people are actually um, giving Einstein and his crew money because of the client convenience. The clients found the thing really convenient. The people who are trying to book, they found this thing easy and intuitive. That's it. So you guys call it UI UX. The customer is saying, man, this thing convenient, gone. Right? So that's one of the things that they found out. And I said, beautiful, let's put that thing down. Then another thing that they found out, because Einstein had been calling, was one company, the first company, in fact, when he asked them, how far, what do you like, all these kind of questions, they just kept gushing and gushing and gushing. They said, oh boy, you don't know what you've done for us. He said, you don't mean it. Tell me. He said, this is what you've done for us. Before, we had no way of tracking where are we making money. Now, of course, Einstein had been listening to my podcast for like 2 years before he became a client of mine. So he already knew. He already knows the method. This is the reason why I say pencil and paper. As the people are talking, you had better be writing. If you are not writing, you will forget. You hear me? When I say that you want to be good in tech, I say tech. You want to be good in sales, all right? And one of the best technology that you use is pencil and paper or biro. Get a diary. You don't like carrying diaries around? No problem. Take an A4 sheet of paper. You take it, you fold it 4 times. Take an A sheet of paper, A4. Fold it in half. That half that you've got, fold it in half again. When you do it like that, that size will fit inside any single man's pocket. It will fit inside any single lady's wallet. Anybody. If you're a man, it will fit in your pocket. If you're a lady, it will fit inside your wallet. Then you now keep that biro in your wallet or in your back pocket or whatever. You're going for a meeting. That is all you need. Because you've taken that A4, all right, and you folded it 2 times. Fold it half, fold it half. On the front page, you have 4 segments. On the back page, you have 4 segments. I'm telling you, if you're just writing things in shorthand, if you go for one meeting, I'm telling you, just 2 of those squares is enough. You'd have written down some good stuff that will help you in the future. Good stuff. You don't believe me? Just try it. Try it. So, he started writing. They told him that before they started doing work with him, they didn't know which way, which route is making money for them. But now that they've done this website and Einstein and his crew have hooked up every, they can see clearly this is where the money is coming from. Before they were thinking the money is coming from here. Now that Einstein and his boys have hooked up everything is now digital. They can see it in Naira and Kobo. This week, this is where money is coming from. Next week, last week, this is where money was coming from. 3 weeks ago, this is where money was coming from. They open their eyes and say, so this place is where we're even making more money. Let us now divert resources. More buses should go to this route. So that's what they told Einstein. Say that the thing you've done for us. And of course, Einstein was writing this thing down. So the way we passed it out in our session was they're able to get access. The customer is able to get access to client data, client information, so that they can figure out booking trends, so that they can figure out route viability. Which routes are more viable than others. That's also another problem. Then there were some of the operations people that Einstein spoke to. You see, this is why building rapport is good. When you're doing sales well, you build rapport with people. By the time you call back to talk, people will talk to you. They will talk to you. So all the people who are, the accounting, the back-end people, see the one that they like. They can now see booking trends. They now know how they will plan and everything. Now, the operations people, the people by the desk, those ones, they are very happy. The reason why they are very, very happy is because money was not missing again. Because before, when people come and book, money now 5, they drop 1.5. By the time you're doing tally at the end of the day, you now see that, money is missing here, money is missing there. But once Einstein and his crew implemented everything, this whole thing of, I can't find 5,000, I can't find 10,000. All of that gone. Reconciling accounts, easy. No need for people to sleep in the office again. That we're reconciling accounts, we're accounting again. That the account must balance before tomorrow, before Oga comes. So that even made forecasting cash flows now a whole lot easier. So, my tech brothers and my tech sisters, you can see how you people think what you're doing is, what people are buying is they're buying software, they're buying Python, they're buying. Sorry, forgive me. I don't know if Python is a coding language anymore because I went to school donkey years ago, so I don't know which language is reigning now. So that's why people think, oh, it's Python, is this, is that, is Web3, is blah, is UI, is UX, is JavaScript, is, all this your technical gishmao. People are not buying software. People are buying business value. So yes, Einstein and his people, they make damn good websites. They make damn good apps. Everything looks nice. Everything looks clean, smooth, sophisticated. It has that nice look. But at the end of the day, it's more than the look. The reason why people were giving him money was because the travelers were saying, Kai, this thing is convenient. We're booking in other places, we're booking in your own place. The difference is clear. Then the people on the back end, they were saying, wow, the data you are giving us, we can see which routes are viable now. And we can see the trends. Like around this time of the year, this is the location that is moving. Around this time of the year, this is the location that is moving. Then the people who handle the cash, they're like, you have saved us. We don't used to sleep in the office again. Reconciling is a sharp something. We can even be planning now. We know that, okay, this is how cash flow normally used to do around this time of the year. You can see that is business value people are paying for. So, with that now, I now told Einstein that, okay, cool. Luckily for us, you already did the work, you and your team. We have some things on ground now. We know what our unique value proposition is. So I told them, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, well, there was only one lady. So, lady and gentlemen. We now know our unique value proposition. As we go forth into the market, this is the gospel we're preaching. You can see that it's not a matter of buy me, I'm the greatest, I'm the shinest, I'm the bestest, fastest, I'm the cheapest, I'm the whatever. You can see that this is solid things that you can be building conversations around. You walk up to somebody, they already have a solution. Oh, really? Hope you don't mind me asking, what do you have? Oh, that looks pretty cool. Okay. Oh, does it have this? Does it have that? Of course, the person will know why that's significant. They say, okay, well, the reason why is because if you're able to embed this, embed that, we're going to be able to figure out route viability and, blah, 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 which routes are making more money over this, making more money over that. You see, you now start talking about a value kind of composition, value conversation. So price will always be important. But when you start talking about things like this, can you see now that it's not as if price is the first thing everybody is thinking of? Like, okay, these boys are sharp. These boys and girl, they're sharp. Beyond price. There's some other benefits. So, okay, over 20 minutes. Let me bring it to a close. So, my assignment now, and if you work with me, there will always be an assignment because we got to make progress. This is not just about information. It's not just about information. So the assignment was, cool. Next week, Monday. I can't remember the day that we had this meeting, but I can see it in my note here. I wrote it next week, Monday, and we agreed. We're going to come up with a script, a framework, so we can do outreach. And the goal was 50 contacts, 50 companies. Now, I'm not one of those people who would like to grind people out and say, we must call 100 people every day. You are not professional salespeople, you tech people, I understand. So even for professional salespeople itself, let me not lie, it's hard to be grinding and be calling people like that. But I told them, look, let's come up with 50 contacts. If we try, and in 1 month, We're able to call, 25, 30 people. No how, no how. At least we'll close one now. At least we'll close one, if nothing else. So, Monday, we'll come up with a script. And that's why I like you tech people. Always very forward. So to make things quick, Einstein said, oh, that's not a problem now. For the 50 companies, I'm going to create what did he even say he'll create again? I can't remember. Something that was going to go and scrape the internet anyway and give information and blah, blah, blah. By the time we showed up on Monday, Einstein just bust my brain. Honestly, the guy bust my brain. He didn't just have a list for companies in Lagos. There was a list for companies in the East. There was a list for companies in the North. And then he also had a list for companies on the African continent. Bus companies on this side, bus companies on this side, bus companies on this side. Okay, for the bus companies on the south and whatever, won't you pay attention to them because those ones, it looks as if their game is okay. But for this part of the African continent, their game is weak. I've been checking their websites. The website how did he explain it? I think he said, I think he called it static page or something like that. And in that particular part of the country, the bus companies there, they only have static page. I think that's what he called it, the static page. As per, it's just information there. So you open it, you see information. You can't click into WhatsApp. You can't click to book. You can't click to do anything. I think it's static page. Anyway, but you tech people, those of you listening, forgive me. I'm not one of you guys. And then that's how we started making progress. So, let me wrap up here. The main thing I just wanted to say, for today is, look, tech brothers, tech sisters, yeah, you guys do good stuff. You guys do beautiful stuff, wonderful stuff, real nice, real nice. But just know that when people give you money, it's not software they're paying for. They're paying for value. For those of you who are targeting the B2B space, they're giving you money for business value. If you've sold a couple of things before, good. I hope you got their phone numbers and I hope you didn't quarrel with anybody because we need to go back and call those people and figure out a few things. How is everything working? Everything is okay. Nothing is broken. Okay, that's good. Hope everybody is happy. Okay, that's good. Hope you don't mind me asking, that time we were talking, I know you were talking to three of us. How come you ended up doing business with us? Oh, okay. As they're talking, you better have your A4 sheet of paper. You are writing something down. If you are a typing kind of person, no problem. You better be typing in your phone. What else? What could we have done better? Is there any feature that if we could deliver would make your life easier right now? All those kind of conversations. What's working? What's not working? Are you guys happy? What's making you happy? What's making you sad? All those kinds of things. By the time you're done, I'm telling you, you call 10, 15 people, you already start seeing some patterns emerge. Whatever they tell you, that's your unique value proposition. You take your UVP, you make that a part of your sales and marketing process going forward. So let me just leave it like that for today. So yeah, that's it. People are not buying software, they're buying business value. And then please, you people are wonderful. Stop building. You guys build too much. I have not met any tech person that doesn't have like 10 ideas the person is working on at the moment. Relax, I beg. You guys are building too many things. It's not about building, it's about selling. You need to sell something. To make that Zuckerberg money, we need to sell something. So thank you very much for your time and attention. If you want to connect with me, just like Einstein and his crew did, the number to call is 080-6466-2140. Then if you don't like listening to long 30-minute episodes, ask to be joined to the WhatsApp group. I'll send you the link. There you get the PDF summaries, 5 pages maximum. You can read it in 3 to 5 minutes. You get the highlights. You can take it and apply it to your business. So, yeah, that's it. So enjoy the rest of your weekend and I'll catch you all at the next episode.